a special episode of We the People, coming to you from one of the country's best-known women's colleges, Gargi College. Every 8th of March is marked as International Women's Day. But on the program today, we're asking a deeper, a more philosophical and a more provocative question. Who needs Women's Day? Or do we need it? Is it only about tokenism? Or is symbolism in the fight for equality when it comes to women's rights important? You see many of us shrugging off gender today, saying it's not relevant. But can you ever really shrug off gender completely? We have from the BJP, we see her on our TV screens all the time, Nirmala Sitharaman. Medha Patkarji, she's one of our country's best-known grassroots social activists. Kiran Bedi, so many young girls growing up wanted to be Kiran Bedi. Super cop and Magsaysay Award winner, most recently also an anti-corruption crusader. Vidya Balan, clearly the toast of our times, challenged so many conventional depictions of women, pushing the boundary with the dirty picture. Now out with another, what in Mumbai they like to call bold film, Kahani, about a pregnant woman who's looking for her missing husband. Ritu Dalmia cooks the best food, not just in town, but across the country. Entrepreneur.
2 brownie points.
2 brownie points already. See, I know how to flatter. Entrepreneur and chef par excellence. Sanjay Srivastav, a sociologist, and really, I think I remember from our earlier shows an outspoken feminist, if I can call a man that. I just said that to provoke you to start with. Okay, we'll explore the ism a little more. Shefali Vasudev, she's edited many women's magazines with the Indian Express, now an associate editor. And Dilip Cherian is, of course, the guru of public relations and image building. If I can start with you, Kiran Bedi. When you look at your journey from then to now, how relevant is gender to you? How relevant is something like Women's Day? Do you think it's harmless, innocuous, or do you actually think it's a silly little concept and gender is now passé?
Women's Day is a must. It's a must for the next 30 years for this country. Because all of us women who've made it this far is been made despite society, not because of society. We are all products of our parents, their vision, opportunities they gave us, and how we used our opportunities. And we are the lucky few.
Yeah.
The millions others neither have that kind of parenting, nor the opportunities. And then if they got them, they didn't have that understanding how valuable it was to use those opportunities. Therefore, we need Women's Day at least for the next 30 years.
So you're saying we who question it today, in a way we come from privilege. And at least for now, most women in India don't have those comforts.
Yes, that's true. Most of them don't have it. When you travel to the hinterlands, you realize how deprived they are. And they're being further deprived because of the narrowing of opportunities, the boys get it. Because boys are still the social security of their parents. Girls are not yet.
And the sex ratio figures, I think, tell us that in this country. Vidya Balan, if I can ask you, I remember when Dirty Picture was released, I asked you this then. For you as a personal journey, do you believe that you operate in a sexist industry?
Well, I've been brought up in an environment where I never felt disadvantaged. You know, like Kiranji said, I think that really makes all the difference. So even though I'm in a sexist industry, that doesn't exist.
You do agree it's sexist?
Yes, I completely do believe that. You know, every moment I'm being asked, so how does it feel to be Vidya Balan Khan? And I'm like, I'm Vidya Balan. I really, with no disrespect meant to anyone, I'm not here to be a Vidya Balan Khan, if you know what I mean. So it is definitely a sexist industry, but that's not part of my reality, really. I've not operated from that space.
Yeah.
And I'm able to push the envelope only because I come from the background I do. So yes, Women's Day is very relevant.
You're saying even if it's purely symbolic, and you may not need it, you can think of many women who do.
Yeah, I think we're very few who don't need it. But there are so many in the smaller villages and smaller towns who really need this.
Nirmala, if I can ask you, do you find that women in politics get judged and scrutinized in a different way from men in politics? Because sometimes, for example, women who are assertive or aggressive are called hysterical. They're called hysterical by their critics. I have never heard that word being used for a single man I know.
Yes, I think we are expected to measure up for a slightly different yardstick.
Yeah.
And that yardstick probably has many other things which are imbued into being a woman in the society, and therefore that measure carries forward even when they assess your performance or your place in politics. But with that said, I still think there is space being created now. There's a greater consciousness. Whether I want to give it as a credit to the 33% reservation, at least organizationally, which most parties today have given, there's still a long way to go. And even on the March 8th, the marking of 8th March confines itself to cities, class B towns and so on. I'm giving a very odd comparison, but I will still do it. When you talk to women in the rural areas, they would talk about the National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme or the right to information and so on in their own parlance. Yeah. The awareness about these things are far more than the awareness about marking women's right.
Yeah. In a way, you're suggesting that they're fighting much more basic battles in their everyday life.
But basic is one thing. The other is consciousness that it may exist, and it may exist within their reach, has not reached them yet.
Medha ji, if I can ask you, all of you sitting here, in many ways you're all unconventional women. You're not the conventional Indian woman. I'm just wondering, whenever we debate feminism today, it's become almost like a bad word. It's become a word that many women are defensive about. People say, ye bahar se aaya hai. I would say, bahar se aaya hai, to kya hua? What does it mean to you?
I feel one with those women who are really fighting for the women's rights. And women's rights are human rights, let me tell you that. That's because women as women have so many qualities which the men do not have. And asserting their rights means using those qualities as women. That is feminism. And also the perspective, not just the qualities like perseverance, like creativity. And with that, when they contribute to the society's good, the public good, I think that is with the feminist perspective and yet with the social perspective.
So do you think Women's Day matters? Do you think Women's Day matters to anybody?
Women's Day matters to those who are fighting for the right to shelter in the urban bastis, matters for those who are fighting for their right as farmer women to not only collective farming but at least to have their land saved. That's what is the grassroots scenario even today.
One of the very interesting things you said, if I can take this back to Vidya and Kiran and then I'll move along the panel, is that women have special qualities and in a sense they're different from men. Now this takes us back, Kiran and Vidya. It's a controversial statement because on one hand, if our negative qualities were ascribed to our gender, we would never accept it. But women sometimes love claiming many positive qualities for themselves. So are we contradictory? Are we still trying to resolve the nurture versus nature debate? Vidya?
Well, that is a trick question.
No, it's actually a question we all grapple with.
No, I think if it's a question of I always celebrate my femininity, whatever comes with it. Sometimes to my advantage, most of the time to my advantage, because that's the way I'm made. I remember an instance, I walked into a publication office and I said, wow, the number of women in your publication, no wonder you all are doing so well. And he said, yeah, but they come with their moods and their emotional problems and all of that. I said, but maybe that's the reason you're ruling the roost. Yeah. Because you have a different sensitivity. We are born with it. Why deny it?
The NDTV news app had redefined the entire genre. Now another market beater. It's already hit #1.
NDTV Profit, India's #1 finance app. Download free at ndtvprofit.com/apps. Live stream of NDTV Profit, market news and your easy to manage portfolio. Download now ndtvprofit.com/apps.